Well, welcome back to Find It in Fergus Falls. We are on location here at the Foundry. NeTia Bauman, the CEO and president of Greater Fergus Falls. Wow, what a fabulous space that you get to come to every day.
Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, we really enjoy it here.
So the Foundry located right downtown 101
West Lincoln
Avenue. I'm like, oh, there we go with the direction thing. Right downtown Fergus Falls. If you know where Otter Cove is, Mock Jewelers, you can easily find this fabulous location. And you know, when I think of, you and Patricia Wall being the staff of Greater Fergus Falls, people might think, why such a huge space? Lots of great reasons for that. So tell us a little bit about this fabulous space and what the Foundry is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So yes, we are a staff of 2 here at Greater Fergus Falls, and our offices are located here. But you're right, there's about 4,000 square feet of space here. What do we do with all of it? So the idea behind the Foundry is it's a hybrid co-working and entrepreneur center. So several years ago, we did start a one-on-one coaching program called Entrepreneur Initiative, and that has just grown exponentially.
Yeah.
And this was really an opportunity for us to just expand on that and provide in-person physical services, especially after the pandemic. Everyone zoomed out, right?
Yeah. No doubt.
So this is really an opportunity for people to come and reconnect, collaborate, and develop and build ideas.
Which is, I think, a fantastic idea too, because a lot of times, especially with startups and entrepreneurs, and you're getting the ball rolling, and maybe you're doing the actual work in your garage or your basement office, what have you, and we come up with better ideas when we're working together.
Yes, and studies do show that co-working spaces like this do improve productivity. It's just it's a positive work environment. There's other people that are equally as passionate, but you're working separately. But hey, if I need to go talk to somebody, I can. I have those at my fingertips.
Right, so it might be, oh my gosh, we need to go through the trademarking process, or what have you done this before? And really sharing some experiences, but still working independently on their own businesses too. So you have a number of ways that folks can use this space. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, it's hybrid co-working and entrepreneur center. So this is really geared towards people who are remote workers, whether you're fully remote or a hybrid, and say you just don't have an office at home, or you just need to get away from your dogs that like to sit on your lap like me. So we've got a variety of different membership levels, so you can be a drop-in. We've got quite a few people that are traveling between Minneapolis and Fargo, and they have a Zoom call scheduled in between that. So they'll pop in, pay their drop-in rate, and use a Zoom booth or whatever they need to do that meeting. We've got other people who are here 2 or 3 times a week. So they have a higher level membership, and then we also have permanent dedicated desk membership. So those are for those full-time remote workers who maybe have dual monitors. They don't want to tear down every night that they're here, so they get those desks on the mezzanine level and pay a higher membership level. It's essentially like leasing an office space,
right?
But with that, you get mobile access, so you can use the space 24/7. If you've got a call in Japan at 3 a.m., you can come in and use the space.
Right.
If you're just an artist and you thrive, in those wee hours of the morning, unlike me when I'm sleeping, you can use the space. And all of our memberships come with free Wi-Fi from Park Region, free printing from Marco, so a few of your other chamber members too. And then we also have free coffee from Stambino's here, and so all of those resources are available for all of our co-working members here as well.
And I think that's a fantastic opportunity too, because right here in Fergus Falls, in Otter County, this is a place that a lot of people go on vacation, and through the pandemic, many companies learned that they can have people working remotely and working anywhere. So why wouldn't if somebody want to work here, and if they've got a remote workspace, that now they don't have to give up a bedroom to set up an office in their home.
That's right.
They can have that set up here, and like you said, with the dedicated desk space, you can have everything you need right there. So it's not like you're hauling everything. So
one of our very first coworker, actually, he came from North Carolina. His mother-in-law lives here, and so they were just visiting.
Sure.
And so he had a dedicated desk space, but he comes back and forth. So you can have one of those dedicated desk space for a month at a time. So he'll be here for a month, leave for a month, come back for 2 months, and he's always got that dedicated desk space when he needs it.
Right. Sounds very flexible, and with people that are working remotely, they might be here again, visiting family, or here temporarily, or here for the summer, or a family vacation, but can't miss a very important meeting.
That's right.
You guys make the space available. It's dedicated, 24-hour access, and like you said, you mentioned a Zoom booth. Let's talk a little bit about those, because I'm curious about that.
Yeah. So the Zoom booths, those, you don't have to pay anything extra to use those as long as you have your membership. So whether you're a drop-in or a permanent member, you can utilize those. You can reserve them for 15 minutes, 4 hours. We've had people come in and participate on live stream podcasts, things
Sure.
of that nature. So they're essentially like phone booths that you would have, passed by on the streets in the 80s, right? It's funny because when we bring in our students, they have no idea what a phone booth is, so they are really intrigued by this. But they're larger than a phone booth, so it has a desk in there, essentially, so you can sit, stand, have your laptop, charge, everything in there, so you could be in there all day if you really wanted to. They're not completely soundproof, but they're sound muffling.
Right. Well, and it's more so than if you have that dedicated desk. Now, sometimes you need to have maybe a little more private conversation.
Yeah, so those are geared towards people who just need a little more privacy, maybe some increased confidentiality, so you can go in and just take a phone call quickly, or have a full-on meeting in there if you want to, because the space is very open. So that's our solution for privacy.
Right. So desk space, Zoom booth space. I see you've got some fabulous gathering spaces here too, with all the great technology set up. Tell us a little bit more about how the other spaces are used.
Yeah, so this is behind us. This is our main flex desk space. So normally it's used for any of our drop-ins or just general coworkers, but it's also a really great setup for board meetings, trainings, events, standing room only events. We've had company Christmas parties in here.
Sure.
We have a group coming in here in a little bit, actually, to do a work training. So really a lot of different uses for it. There's a smart room, a Zoom room set up in there, so you can Zoom, you can have other trainers from anywhere really come in and help you facilitate some of those discussions as well. We, again, with the free Wi-Fi, that really helps people connect.
Absolutely.
It's very easy. You come in, walk in, sit down, and you get started right away. So that's helpful. We also have a startup accelerator as well. So we just have our new accelerator that started last week.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear more about
It's an
that.
innovation-led tech startup, so that's really exciting to have some high-tech businesses coming here into Fergus Falls. So that part of our programming comes with a private office. We only have one of those available. So any of our entrepreneurs can compete for this accelerator position.
Okay.
So for 6, 9, or 12 months, they get a dedicated office. They
Yep.
get all the benefits that any coworker can have here, in addition to unlimited entrepreneur initiative assistance. So free one-on-one coaching and business planning, lean canvas, working on your financials, really just to help them get up and running while they're in those early stages of business development. And then the hope is once they've been here for up to 9 months, then they'll be ready to cash flow and move on to their own space.
Which is fantastic. And that's, one of the roles, we should kind of roll into some of the roles of Greater Fergus Falls. It's not just about setting up and organizing this great co-working, hybrid work entrepreneur launch pad, call it what you will. You guys are doing a lot of work in addition to that too. So let's talk a little bit about the work of Greater Fergus Falls.
Yes, absolutely. So we're a nonprofit economic development organization. We provide all economic development services to Fergus Falls and a very small service area outside of the community. We do business retention and expansion, business attraction and development, and that's where the Foundry plays its role.
Yep.
And then economic competitiveness. Those are our three primary pillars. So we can provide anything from technical assistance to a local business who wants to expand.
Right.
Maybe they need an incentive or a state grant or something along those lines, so we can help facilitate that. We do a lot of site selection. That's a big piece of what we do. And something that's really exciting is when we started to maintain the list of commercial and industrial sites in Fergus Falls in 2019, today that number of vacancies has declined over 50%.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So when people say there are all these vacant buildings, I ask them to show me where.
Right. Well,
because we're running out of space.
Exactly, and that's, bring up a good point too. So let's say every space was filled. How does that impact the work that you do?
And actually, in a healthy community with a thriving economy, it's very normal to have a vacancy rate. We should have 4 or 5 vacant buildings.
Because that's where the new places come in.
Correct, exactly. So, it's always about comprehensive planning, thinking ahead. So, really it's important to master that infill first. We want to fill all of the vacancies that we have, and then we start and look towards, future new development that could occur. But right now, we've still got a few spaces left, so
we'll keep working and growing, and like you said, launching those entrepreneurs that maybe start in their basement or their garage or here at the Foundry, of course, and now filling them into a space.
And it's really important, what we do, a lot of times people hear, well, there's all these startups, that's all you do. That's what it seems like.
That's what they hear about.
Because it's easier, there's more, you hear more news about the startups because it's easier to get those off the ground than it is large scale economic development projects, multi-million dollar deals, expansions. Those things take time, right? Redevelopment of property takes time. So there are fewer of those, but again, it's a nice balance of quality and quantity.
Right. And like you said, it takes time, and it's not, it can be 18 months to 3 years before all the work that you've been doing actually makes headlines. Or, before we're doing a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking or those types of things. And it's great to work in partnership. The Chamber, of course, works very closely with Greater Fergus Falls and vice versa on complementing each other with the services that we provide. We talked about earlier on the show about our recent MBA, Chamber Member Benefits Academy. Greater Fergus Falls also offers some unique and specific training opportunities too. So let's talk a little bit about those. They come in a variety of different formats.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a monthly entrepreneur mastermind. This is free and open to anyone. So whether you have a business idea, you're an emerging entrepreneur, you're a 25-year veteran business owner, these are for you. So it is peer-to-peer mentoring. It's for entrepreneurs by entrepreneurs. So all the content is curated based on the needs of the community here. And so most of our entrepreneurs, some that have come through our program, they come back and lead these discussions. Sometimes they're keynotes, sometimes it's panels, sometimes it's Q&A, a variety of different topics. So those are always in person. The second Monday of the month.
Not on the same day as the city council meetings.
No, it is not. It is the opposite of those intentionally.
Right.
So those are Monday evenings, and from generally 5 to 6:30. And then, again, they're free and open to anyone. So even if you're in Battle Lake, you can come to those. Those are not specific. And also, it's really important to note that we're not industry agnostic. So these are open to anyone. If you have a consulting business, if you want to start a manufacturing facility, if you want to start an app, there's an app for that, right? If you have an idea for that, we can help you. You're invited to come and participate in those events.
Right. And it's a great opportunity, I think, for businesses to help each other. I think that's what's so fantastic about Fergus Falls and our business communities. They're so supportive of one another that they learn from each other and can share ideas. And tricks of the trade.
Right, and that's what our other monthly event is for. That's called Bounce Hour, and that's something that we just started this year. So that is for all of the early morning risers.
Sure, because there are late night owls like
Right.
myself, and there's other folks that
Yes.
are more morning people.
Absolutely, and so our Bounce Hours are the fourth Thursday of the month, and that aligns with our monthly free co-working day. So the fourth Thursday of the month, you can come in at 7:30. Again, bring your mug. We've got free coffee for you from Stambino's. It's called Bounce Hour because it's just a very loosely formatted opportunity for you to come bring ideas, challenges, barriers, and bounce those ideas off of other business owners and other community stakeholders. So it's really, it's just kind of a fun, well-balanced approach.
What a great resource or great destination for those thoughts from the entrepreneur where they're thinking, I wonder if, and then they can roll into that too. So a lot of great things that are happening here. Again, the collaborative spirit of what the Foundry brings together. Anything else that we should touch on? There's so much work that Greater Fergus Falls does in and throughout the community that, again, we don't see until those headlines are there, the big, ribbon cutting celebration. Other things that we should touch on.
So where we're sitting right now is this beautiful storefront, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
The beautiful windows. So
Yes.
one thing that we also offer is dedicated pop-up retail space. So we're sitting in that right now. So the main entry, again, we're located on a corner, so that's a really ideal location.
Lots of great windows and visibility.
Yes,
and bright
exactly.
lighting.
So we have pop-up reservations available. So this is open to businesses that maybe have just e-commerce only. They're an online brand, but every once in a while they want to introduce a new product line or just have a pop-up to introduce to new people, right?
Right.
It's also a really great opportunity for those emerging entrepreneurs, people that maybe have cottage food license businesses, so they're working at home, or you're starting a crafting business, or you're an artisan vendor that attends farmers markets. In the winter, this is a great opportunity for you to have your own downtown storefront for a day, a weekend, on a recurring basis. So that is available, and I think we're very affordable in that way, so that they can just get introduced to the community and check it out.
Right. Yeah, great space for that. And so if folks want more information on that pop-up retail space, and you've got some more things coming to talk about that. Can we talk about some of that social stuff?
Yes. So we are launching a new pilot initiative this summer. We're going to align that with Late Till 8. So every Thursday, downtown is open until 8.
Yeah.
Right? We want to be able to fully utilize this space and offer opportunities for those online at-home brands, those micro enterprises. So we really want to bring forth into the community this experiential shopping concept.
Right, because I grew up in the era of you go to the mall when you were, in junior high, spend your Saturday there. The experience of shopping is inbred in my blood.
Yeah.
This whole online shopping thing just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Especially, we're the Chamber of Commerce. But again, that the experience of shopping has become something that you actually do, and you guys are pulling together a lot of different pieces to make that happen.
Absolutely. So we're looking for up to 6 vendors. Now these can be, again, e-commerce, it can be at-home brands, it can be a variety of different micro enterprises. We're looking for 6, again, that will be dedicated throughout the summer. So June through August. You would essentially be able to have your own retail storefront Thursdays and Saturdays. So Thursday evenings during that Late Till 8. And on those days, we'll also pair that with a wine bar from Steel Wheels.
Fantastic.
So you'll have a cash wine bar option and then live music as well, really to amplify that whole shopping experience. So you can come, sit, shop, socialize, and find new new clothing, new art, new jewelry, all of those kinds of things that we have available here in one place. But also the intention is really to add more value and drive more traffic downtown.
More reasons to come downtown because there's something unique that you may not experience the rest of the days of the week and things like that too. So again, becomes that little, kind of that mini mall,
That's right.
You think about the big malls and now it's like a little mini mall, but supporting local products, things that are made and created locally, again, that folks don't maybe have that opportunity to open up a storefront. So if there are folks that are thinking, I make some jewelry, or I do some pottery, or whatever it is, like you said, cottage bakers, those type of things, and I sell a little bit online, but I'd like to grow, but I'm not ready for a storefront yet. How do they get started with this?
Yeah, so anybody can go online, GreaterFergusFalls.com/theFoundry. There's a link for the social store up already, so you can just submit an inquiry that way and get on the list. But any of our information about the co-working space, our entrepreneur programming, the pop-up reservations, all of that can be found online. So GreaterFergusFalls.com/theFoundry. You can also pop in here anytime. We're here, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. So come in and we'll give you a tour.
Yeah, all kinds of great information. You can pick up a great card here that talks about the different co-working spaces, and so many great things happening. Yeah. It's so great to be able to work hand in hand with you, NeTia, as we help to grow those businesses right here in Fergus Falls and make this such a great place for folks to come and work, come and shop, come and play.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
You bet. Well, we will be back after a short break.